Okay, so robots, right. Everyone's talking about them, but not like the factory kind. I'm talking about the ones that like might actually show up in our houses one day.
Yeah, like, forget making cars, will they make us breakfast? That's what
Yeah,
everybody wants to know.
exactly. And how long till then, right? And the million-dollar question, how much is this going to cost me? Because let's be real, nobody wants a robot butler they got to take out a second mortgage for.
Right. Got to be able to afford the thing.
So to really dig into this whole robot revolution, we're going deep on this guy, Daniel Kafer. He's got this YouTube channel where he breaks down all things robots and AI, and it's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I've seen his stuff. He really knows his robots.
Yeah, and he's not just like making wild guesses. He uses actual data, company announcements, what the market's doing, even how robots are developing compared to like how cars and computers did back in the day.
Yeah. That historical stuff is super interesting. Like, remember all those predictions about the internet way back when? People thought we'd all be living in some, like, digital utopia by the year 2000. And, well,
Here we are, still waiting on those flying cars, by the way.
exactly. My point is, reality rarely lives up to the hype, at least not as quickly as we think it will.
Okay, so you're saying maybe hold off on building that robot bunker in my backyard.
For now, yeah. I mean, those early predictions about, like, 20 billion robots roaming the Earth by 2050,
Yeah.
probably a tad dramatic. But even if it's a fraction of that, say like 10,000 globally, that's still a huge change.
That's a lot of robots.
Right, think about it. Walking down the street and like
Uh-huh.
passing a robot, walking a dog, or grabbing some takeout, it's not even just the numbers, it's that they're just there. That's going to be weird. In a good way,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. It's like robots. They're not sci-fi anymore. They're going to be like our neighbors. Okay, but let's be real for a sec. Like, I can't just go out and buy a robot, right? It's not like they're on sale at Best Buy yet. But, I mean, when they do hit the shelves, what are we talking price-wise?
Well, that's the thing. It might not be as bad as you think.
Oh, yeah. Like, how much? Give me a ballpark.
Kafer, he actually says these early robots, the humanoid ones, they might be, get this, more affordable than the first cars.
Right.
Relatively speaking, obviously. Got to adjust for inflation and all that.
Whoa, hold up. Cheaper than a Model T. Now that's just crazy talk.
That's what I thought. But he breaks it down, right? He's using the Toyota Corolla, like a new one, as a comparison.
Mm.
And some of those robot models being developed, the X1 out of Norway, Tesla's Optimus, those are estimated to be around $15,000 to $20,000, give or take.
Huh. So you're telling me for like the price of a decent used car?
Yeah. But got to remember, just like with cars, it's not just the sticker price. You got your maintenance, your electricity, because robots got to eat too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even some kind of robot insurance. Who knows what those things will get up to?
Huh. Robot insurance. Haven't thought about that one. Do robots even get parking tickets?
That's a question for future lawyers, I guess. But your point stands. Kafer, he figures, with leasing and all that, energy costs, repairs, you're looking at maybe $2,200 to $2,500 a year.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, which is interesting when you compare it to, say, a new Corolla. All in, gas, insurance, that's closer to $4,000 per year.
Wow. So yeah, suddenly a robot doesn't seem so out of reach. At least not for, like, your average Joe. But let's be honest, price aside, what I really want to know is, what can these things actually do? Are we talking like full-on Rosie the robot, making dinner, doing laundry, the whole 9 yards? Or is it going to be more like, uh-oh, the robot just tripped over the cat again?
Right, yeah. Got to keep our expectations in check. First-gen robots, they're not going to be winning any speed cleaning contests. More like simple stuff, at least to start. Repetitive tasks, that kind of thing.
So no robot brain surgery just yet. Darn.
Not quite.
Haha.
But, and this is important, think of these robots as like data sponges. Every interaction, every mistake even, it's all going back into this system, making them smarter. They're constantly learning, which means they'll get good, fast.
Okay, so they're like robot interns who can also empty the dishwasher. I can get on board with that. But all this future talk, it's got me wondering, when will we actually see these robots out and about, like in the real world, interacting with, normal people?
Kafer, he actually maps out this whole timeline for robot adoption.
Yeah.
And it's closer than you'd think. No surprise. Factories are first up. They're already there. But between 2025 and 2035, things are really going to ramp up.
Makes sense, right? Controlled environments, same tasks over and over. Robots eat that stuff up.
Exactly. But here's where it gets interesting. He talks about this tipping point. When you go from like 10% of something being robots to 50%, that's when it goes from being unusual to totally normal. And he predicts we'll see that in public spaces, restaurants, hotels, maybe even hospitals, around 2026 to 2040.
So wait, let me get this straight. In a few years, I could be like ordering a pizza and a robot brings it to my door. Or like going to the dentist and there's a robot running the front desk. Man, I don't even know what to think about that.
It's going to be wild, that's for
Oh,
sure.
right.
It's not even just about the robots themselves. It's how we deal with it, like as humans.
Totally. It's like, okay, cool. Robots can do all this stuff now, but are we actually ready for that?
Exactly. And that kind of leads to the big question, the one everyone's wondering. When can I get a robot for my house? Because honestly, who wouldn't want some help with the chores, right?
Right. Sign me up for the robot maid service like yesterday.
Uh-huh, right? But got to be patient. Kafer's timeline, it does put robots in homes around like 2030 to 2045-ish. But even he says some things, they might take longer. Stuff where people are like, not so sure about a robot doing that.
Yeah, true. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to hand over like cooking dinner to a robot or like babysitting. Some things just feel
Yeah.
too important.
For sure. And that's a big part of it, right? It's not just can the robots do it, it's are we okay with it? Like, as a society, where's the line?
Okay, that makes total sense. But you mentioned there's like a really big, kind of crazy idea that Kafer talks about, right?
Oh, yeah. He throws out this question, and it's a big one. What happens if, like, down the road, not having a robot is seen as weird? Or even, like, irresponsible?
Wait, whoa. You're saying it'll be like, I don't know, forgetting your phone charger. Like, dude, you don't have a robot to do that. Seriously.
Yeah, kind of. But bigger.
Right.
Think about it. If robots are doing all the, like, everyday stuff, chores, errands, maybe even, like, basic repairs around the house, and it's affordable, it's normal, wouldn't not doing that seem strange?
When you put it that way.
Right. It's like, are you being neglectful if you're not taking advantage of what robots can do? Are you making things harder on yourself, on your family? That's a whole other debate right there.
Whoa. Okay, so it's not just, will robots take our jobs? It's like, will robots judge us for doing our own laundry? This is getting deep. Makes you think, huh.
It really does. And that's what's so fascinating about all this. It's not even really about the technology anymore. It's about us, the choices we make,
Right.
how we want to live in a world where robots are just part of it. And those conversations, they're happening right now.
No kidding. So to everyone listening, we got to ask, what
Right.
about you? What role do you see robots playing in your life, in your future? Are you ready? Because ready or not, the robots are coming.